Okay, let's see what I can do here. So, with this problem, oh shit, I lost my pen. Okay, so this problem, you're going to want to first FOIL everything out. So you've got 3x times x, and you've got 3x times 2. So that's going to give you 3x times x is x squared. 3x times 2 give you plus 6x. Then you're going to take this negative 1 times x. So it gives you negative 1x. This negative 1 times 2. It's going to be minus 2. So that's going to be equal to x times x, x times 1, which is the same as 1x. I'm using colors because I like to. It shows different places. 3 times x, 3 times 1. Okay? So I'm going to rewrite this as 3x squared. Let me make sure you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, you can. Plus, you got 5x minus 2. It's going to be equal to your x squared plus 4x plus 3. Now what we're going to want to do is subtract this stuff from here to here. So that way we're left with, since subtract, 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 we're left with 0 over here. We've got 3x squared minus x squared. So that means, and you have to make sure your terms match up because you can't subtract different terms. So that's going to give you a 2x squared. It's going to be a plus 1x. That's going to give you a minus 5. Now, to be able to solve algebraically exact answers. Okay, so now that we have this, we've got to solve for x. Let's see. Let's try the AC method. That's where you take this times this. So we've got 2 times negative 5 equals negative 10. What factors of 10? Hold on, I think I did that wrong. Hold on. Okay, so basically, since the AC method isn't going to work, and what the AC method was taking your A, which was 2, times negative 5, and coming up with negative 10, and saying what factors of 10 add up to this. Well, that's not going to work because the only factors of 10 are 1 and 10, and 2 and 5. No combination of that's going to add up to 1. So, nah. So, your best bet in this equation is going to be using that x equals, your best bet's going to be using this, which is your quadratic equation. And this is always something you can fall back on when it comes to factoring stuff, because it's always going to give you an answer, but sometimes there's easier ways to see your factors. So our A is 2, our B is 1, and our C is negative 5. So we can plug that into here. So we've got negative 1, that's what was here, minus the thing, plus or minus the root of 1 squared minus 4 times A is 2, C is negative 5, and keeping in mind this is all multiplying, so it's going to happen before you subtract it from the 1, and that's all over 2 times 2. So you're going to get 2 answers with that plus or minus. So you're going to come down here. Let me make sure it's still on camera. Let me move up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So you're going to be looking at negative 1 plus, I'll do the minus on this side, 1 squared minus 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 5, I don't know off the top of my head. 40. So this is going to be minus, since that's 4 times 2 is positive 8 times a negative 5, that's going to be a negative 40 minus 40, so that's going to become plus 40. That's over top of 2 times 2 is 4. And then you're also going to look at another x. That's what this plus or minus does over here. It gives you two x's because you have a plus and you have a minus. Because remember, if you have 2 squared, it's going to give you 4. If you have a minus 2 squared, that's going to give you a 4. So when you're talking about the square root of 4, you have a plus 2 and a minus 2. That's why your x is going to have a plus and a minus answer. And I'm just going to write 1 because 1 squared is 1. And that's going to be all over 4. Now let's just simplify it and we'll get the two x's. So it's minus 1 plus square root. 1 plus 4 is 41 all over 4. That's going to be x equals negative 1 minus 41 over 4. Those are your exact answers right there. And like I said, when in doubt, like, you know you're going to have to factor this thing up here. However, if you can't figure it out like I couldn't, this is always a good thing to fall back on. And, yeah, just so you know.